How's it going, everyone? It is Only here. Welcome back to another video, of course, as always. Seemed like yesterday was the day for delays. We got quite information about, release dates that we already had on previous titles being pushed back. In specific, Ubisoft delayed about 3 other titles into their next physical year. This was due to breakpoints, completely bomb in terms of both critically and, sales-wise. It also bombed quite drastically considering how well Wildlands sold, and yeah. Yesterday was the day for delays, and arguably the biggest one was The Last of Us Part 2. Yes, Naughty Dog, after a month, with this new release date of February 21st it was, I believe, or I think it was February 21st. Yeah, they delayed it back into May, which is a whopping 3 months, which is absolutely kind of unexpected. We first kind of got some rumblings from Jason Schreier and ZHugeX on Twitter, of course, as always, it always seems to be him. And yeah, it ended up being true. I mean, we knew it was going to be a delay, and really the only Sony game that had a release date was The Last of Us Part 2, if you don't count Death Stranding, which obviously went gold, so it wouldn't be that. So how do I feel about this? What do I think this is for? That's kind of what today's video is going to be about, kind of squashing some misconceptions that I've seen online, and ultimately, of course, talking about it, because this is a 3-month delay to a game that we all probably already have pre-ordered, and of course are highly anticipated for playing this game next year, so let's talk about it. So yeah, May 29th, 2020 is the new release date for The Last of Us Part 2, and this is what Neil had to say on the PlayStation blog. Let me cut to the chase and get the news out of the way. Last of Us Part 2 has a new release date of May 29th, 2020. I know it's just about a month ago when we had our big blow up for the game, letting media play over 2 hours of it along with debating our new story trailer and revealing the release date. The positive response we saw from the community was overwhelming. You could feel the energy among the team members here. After working on something for so many years, it's invigorating to get a glimpse of validation for all your hard work. However, it was during these last few weeks as we were closing out sections of the game that we realized we simply didn't have enough time to bring the entire game up to a level of polish we could call Naughty Dog quality. At this point, we were faced with two options. We compromise parts of the game or get more time, and we went with the latter. And this new release date allows us to finish everything to our level of satisfaction while also reducing stress on the team. Yeah, I mean, he talks a little bit more about, this whole creative ambition that this is Naughty Dog's biggest game, which, if you've seen anything about The Last of Us Part 2, I'm pretty sure you kind of already get that. This is definitely their most ambitious game yet. Seems like it's going to be in a big scope, as you've seen from interviews and, trailers, and yeah, obviously this is Naughty Dog's most ambitious project yet. So I don't feel like I really need to say this, but the reason that this delay is actually happening is because, quite frankly, they just need to polish up the campaign. I've seen a lot of people online say that, oh, they're going to add multiplayer by May, which is just completely not true. If anything, this is going to delay the multiplayer because they need all hands on deck to polish the single player. So yeah, it definitely is not going to add multiplayer, which, I'm completely fine with. I really want the single player to be first and foremost, really focused on. I don't really want to talk about multiplayer because that was quite, a big discussion last time we got any Last of Us Part 2 news, and we already have the answer. We're gonna get something like a standalone from Naughty Dog, maybe a year down the line or two, right after, Part 2. That's what my prediction is. It's probably gonna be like a standalone Last of Us universe multiplayer. I've kind of already did a video on that. I'll link it in the description below for you guys to go check it out there. Yeah, this delay is arguably just to finish the game. If many of you don't know, The Last of Us Part 1, or just The Last of Us, was a complete mess a month before the game came out. Originally had a May release date, and by that time, Naughty Dog needed an extra month, and if you talk to anybody on the team or just heard anything about it online, that month completely saved The Last of Us. It made all the pieces fit together into what is arguably one of the best PS3 games of all time, and why it's so, critically acclaimed. So, if you see how much Last of Us needed that one extra month to get to where it was today, Naughty Dog needs to take the 3 months. I know it's disappointing, but it just needs to happen. A delay is only a good thing. A delay is never a bad thing. Working and having more time on a game is not going to make the game worse. It's only going to lead to better production. And as he even says in the, the blog, it's going to have reduced stress on the team, which, if you've heard anything in the past year, it's been Naughty Dog's been, ridiculous on crunch, trying to get this big ambitious game out by February, so I'm completely fine with them taking 3 extra months. May 29th, if anything, that's right around E3 time. That's right around when The Last of Us 1 actually came out. I believe it was like June 14th, so that's kind of cool there. It's kind of like a cool nod. And if anything else, I'm also not in class when that's happening, so it is the summer. I imagine a lot of you guys will have more time, and yeah, I guess an extra game to come out in the summer is nice. There's not really many games that come out in the summertime, and if you look at the Q1 for next year, before all these big delays, it was ridiculously, close. Like, Final Fantasy VII Remake was, like, super close to The Last of Us, and yeah, I just wasn't having that, so I'm completely fine with all these delays, kind of spacing out these releases. Like, yeah, it is a bad thing, but ultimately you want these games that you're, anticipating for so long to be worth it in the end, or else, you're gonna have to live with that for the rest of your life. You know, that game's not gonna change, but this production in this extra month will change the game, so just gotta look at it from that point of view. Last of Us Part 2's delay is only a good thing. May is when we're going to be seeing this game next. If you ask me, obviously this will change kind of what they're doing. We already heard that Ghost of Tsushima was apparently supposed to come out in the first half of the year. Now that got pushed back to more to the later. If you ask me, I'm guessing that game will come out around September, August. I still don't think that game will be pushed to PS5, you know, I just don't see that happening. It's going to be a PS4 title, obviously, but it will be like within a few months before, you know, the game comes out. So I'd definitely expect that maybe August and September. I feel like if you get anywhere close to like October range, that's a little cutting it too close to next gen. So I feel like that's where Ghost of Tsushima will lie. And yeah, what also will change is probably The Last of Us Part 2 will come out after the PS5 is announced and has a full blowout. I'm expecting, you know, in Q1, they're probably gonna have some big old event for the press to come play it, or at least, you know, see it like they did with the, you know, original PS4 reveal event at least, and get to see, you know, what games are going to be coming out for it, get that initial reveal of news, more than we've been getting in these interviews and stuff. So yeah, that will change, but it's just going to have to be, if anything, The Last of Us Part 2 is looking like it's literally going to repeat history with the first game. In fact, literally coming out like in the summertime before next generation, which I find hilarious and kind of funny and kind of cool at the same time. So yeah, with that being all said, don't look at this as a bad thing. Yes, The Last of Us Part 2 is an extra 3 months away. Yes, that seems like an eternity for now, but when you look back at it, like, literally look at Uncharted 4, that came out in May 2016. It wouldn't have mattered if that game came out in March 2016 like it originally was. That time is not that big of a difference looking back at it. It won't be that big of a difference looking back at Last of Us Part 2 years down the line, and if anything, the team needs the extra work, so yeah, if anything, I'm just completely happy that they took this time to, you know, make the game bigger and better. If anything, just hopefully this will mean we'll get a better game at launch, and that's only a good thing. So I've been online. Of course, leave all that stuff in the comments down below. I'll leave an article to, you know, what Neil said in the description below to make sure to go read it for yourself. It's pretty good. Yeah, ultimately, I mean, he said it right there. I've seen people speculating online what this delay can mean. I mean, there's literally news out there, so yeah. Let me know what you all think about this in the comments down below. I mean, I'm fully expecting it to be all negative because I know a lot of people are disappointed, but I'm sure there's people that share the same kind of sentiment that I do, that this is only a good thing, and yeah. Last of Us Part 2 coming out May 29th, 2020. Get ready for it. Still excited as always. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.